Hey there, my name is Pravus. Welcome back to more Patron in Gimliesburg. We are progressing nicely. We built up a beautiful market, increasing my profits per year. And I'm researching trade customs so I can stop sending more royal fees to the king because who cares what the king wants? I like money. Thank you very much. A little bit costly, but it'll be fine. Soon we can move on to quartz mining, and then we can start working on those glassworks, which will be great. But in order to do that, I'll also need bricks. So we're going to need this too. Also more clay production and a lot of things. Yeah, we're going to need to start expanding pretty aggressively here. I can foresee that very soon we're going to have to start sprawling wide a lot sooner than I otherwise might have expected. So do we finish with that research? Trade customs, there it is. Cost me 260 per year. No problem whatsoever. I am pretty sure that will easily pay for itself. No fees? Oh my gosh, me like what I am seeing there. That's amazing. All right. So the king, you can have your 1% tax on fish. See if I even care. Mwahaha, I have found a way, the sneaky king. It feels good to subvert authority. This is great. Did research these stone wells, so we can go for an upgrade on these wells if we want to, and it looks like it's an instantaneous effect, so okay. Did that do anything for me, turning it into a stone well? I don't know. Maybe it reduces the chance of fires. We could go for upgrades for deep wells, which apparently greatly reduces the chance of fires in general and increases health. Yeah, maybe I should have done that a lot sooner. I don't know. All right, well, it's a fairly cheap upgrade. We'll go ahead and do it. Why not? Oh, wait a minute. I see what the difference is of a stone well. This stone well has a huge radius on it. Okay, yeah, no, I think what it did is it greatly increased the radius of impact, so that's nice. Seeds trader. Trader is asking for an audience. He has seeds for crops. We could unlock corn. Sure, why not? Corn is good, also known as maize to some people, a staple crop of the New World. Fascinating stuff, useful for all sorts of things, including incredibly sweet and fattening syrups. I would know. I'm an American, and we consume that stuff by the gallon. Anyway, so let's see. We're going to go ahead and sell off a bunch of extra resources. This trade duties thing alone is going to make me so much more money. I'm practically, I'm increasing my profits by 15%, but that's a lot. When it adds up over time, it's pretty darn good. You know the one thing that I'm still suffering for? Workers. By God, I cannot get enough workers. The population simply doesn't grow fast enough. No matter what I try to do. What I need is a policy, right? Where I pay people to go and have children. I mean, what a job, right? But literally, I need higher birth rates, or at least people to grow up faster. Or you know what also would work? Immigration. Immigration would be good. Question, have we found a way to get immigration this whole time and I've just been missing it? I know that there's supposed to be ways to get immigration. It does start up at some point. I just don't remember what triggers it. Is it a thing about, how many years have to pass? Is that a thing? Maybe. I don't know. Hey, look, churches and cathedrals. I was talking about those earlier. Harbors. Oh, more trading with the mainland. Oh, okay. More options there. Inns. Happiness. No. I have no idea. I have no idea what will increase the amount of immigrants that I'm able to receive. Maybe it's a research I have to get at some point. Oh, heckin' heck if I heckin' know. Let's go and research the brickworks. That's the thing we're gonna need. But again, until I get more workers to work it, I don't know how much good it's gonna do me. It's gonna be a lot of sitting around and twiddling my thumbs. I'm not happy. I am starting to see the problem of these whole trade customs thing. We're looking at the loyalty of our citizens actively going down by a pretty good margin. Turns out when people are allowed to keep more of their money, or at least pay more of it in taxes to me, they're happier. And they don't want to be loyal to the king. Also, does this mean we have a merchant, by the way? We do! We've got a merchant! Man, I wish I knew where you came from, but okay. Well, it's a good thing we've been producing these really nice decorations and stuff, hasn't it? Let's go ahead and start producing a brickworks, and I'm going to go ahead and boost this sucker up right now. So the productivity goes up by a lot. Now we make about 600 bricks per year. Yes, that consumes a chunk of clay. We'll let things recalculate in a bit, but the extra bricks is going to open up a whole new round of construction projects. Let's open up some more housing over here as well. I did place down a cemetery, which requires a cleric to work, which I don't have the labor force right now, but okay. Time to retire. A self-proclaimed pirate of the high seas wants to retire in our city. He's willing to pay for the privilege. Gain 4 citizens, pay off his own bounty, we lose safety, and the peasants are unhappy. Or, yeah, that's never going to happen. Seize the ship, capture the crew. Gain loyalty. We actually do need loyalty, so I think that ends up working out pretty nicely. We don't get as much money out of the arrangement, but it brings us back into safe territory, at least for a while. I may have little choice but to kind of enact and reenact trade customs here and there. Like, literally turn it off, rebuild my loyalty, and just keep micromanaging it that way. That would kind of suck if that's what I have to do, but I might not have much of a choice. We'll see. I am now producing some candles over here as well, by the way. 540 of them per year, which is a laborer luxury specifically, but it does take up some firewood, some wax, which we should have been producing, I think. Did we ever build an apiary? Wait a minute, maybe we didn't. Ooh, what is this? What is this? What's the symbol of this? Wild animals have destroyed some of the crops. Ah, no. The rats have been smoking all my tobacco. All right, no, I'm pretty sure that we could get a research, though, here for the pollination. We've talked about that already. So if I were to place down, let's say, an orchard and an apiary close to each other, that could be pretty good. Yeah, we should probably get an apiary. I mean, that's something I would like to do, is start producing some of them candles. And also, it means my candle workshop is literally useless until we get that set up. So we're going to go ahead and pause you and remove the people working over there for now. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then also set up a quick orchard of some sort. I guess over here will be very picturesque next to the cemetery. If we place it like this, is it automatically going to work around this? Probably not, right? No, darn, that was too much to hope for. All right, well, it would have been nice, but fine. We'll place down a quick orchard over here, and then what should I place down? I think we did just research some new options. Pears and plums. How about plums? Plums are amazing. We love plums. Actually, wait, I thought I was also supposed to get... No, down here we'd have cherry, peaches, and grapevines. I imagine at some point I'd be able to start making wine. And you all know I'm a big fan of wine, so introducing that into my city would be amazing. But we'll worry about that later. Get out of here, you stupid rats. The tobacco's all gone. Go on, get. Nobody wants you here anymore. Go on. Okay, upgrade the apiary all the way because we have plenty of coins to work with, and we immediately pop up to having an extra 300 honey per year for food and 380 wax. I don't know how much a candle shop necessarily takes, so wouldn't be surprised if it takes 2 apiaries in order to keep one candle shop working at all times, but that's fine. I have literally no workers to spare, because of course I don't. A slaver ship is stranded. Slavery disgusts me. Get freed slaves. Heck yes, dude. I mean, yeah, I could just help them on their way and make the peasants and laborers happy, but forget that. I'm okay with one unhappy merchant, right? I mean, is safety? It's not even happiness, it's safety. What are the slaves gonna do? Go and kill the merchant? But yeah, we'll take 6 more people. Sure, why not? 6 free more workers is amazing right about now. That is, in fact, exactly what I had been looking for. So let's go ahead and get some of them up and a-running. I've got a couple extra workers to spare. Fantastic. It also means I have another housing shortage. We'll fix that in due time, don't you worry. Let's go ahead and place down a whole new neighborhood. Oh, I just noticed a little detail. When it's winter at the docks, they actually place up Christmas trees. Aw, that's kind of funny, actually. Look at that. Another convict ship. Actually, no, this is the first one we've seen. This isn't a slave ship, it's a convict ship. Okay, so we're now becoming a penal colony, huh? All right, safety goes way down, but loyalty goes up. The king wishes so. I take in 5 additional people. These aren't exactly what I meant when I said that I was looking for more immigrants into the city, but you know what? I'll take what I can get at this point. Beggars cannot be choosers. I mean, they can try to be, but it probably won't go over very well for them. Well, this times out nicely anyway, because I just researched quartz mining, and I'm going to work on the glass next. So, what does it take to get some quartz mining up and a-running? That is my question. Where even is the quartz mine? It's got to be here somewhere. I assume it's not like a regular mine, is it? No, it's got to be its own thing. Coal mine, iron mine, blah, blah, blah. Where's the freaking quartz mine? Oh, it's not its own thing. It's from the quarry. We could stop producing stone and instead produce some quartz. Well, that's good to know. I still think it's probably worth continuing with some of our stone production that we've been having, so it might be time to place down ourselves another little quarry over here. Maybe something kind of like this would work fine. Yeah, the efficiency's still pretty good. It's not too far in the way of all the trees. It's pretty close to a lot of our storage. Seems about optimal. We'll go ahead and place this sucker down and start making ourselves some quartz. All right, the merchants are really disloyal right now. Tell you what, we're gonna go ahead and sell off 1 round of something, make as much money as we can for a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and remove the trade customs edict, and I think that loyalty will start slowly trickling up. Loyalty is one of the things I'm not really sure how you improve, to be honest. Does it just sort of naturally go up over time towards some sort of an equilibrium? Maybe. Sure, we'll go ahead and spend money for the church. I mean, the merchants aren't going to like this. The game's going to get more and more complicated as we start developing out these classes, isn't it? Yeah, that would make sense. I think that's one of the main draws of the game, is trying to manage your social classes on top of everything else. How the heck I'm going to balance all that, though, I don't really know, especially since I still have no idea how you advance them from one particular demographic to another. Cotton, pumpkins, and beans. Seems good, but instead I'd rather go ahead and learn how to make ourselves a stone house. Have you finished the quarry yet? You have. Excellent. Let's start producing that quartz. Move a couple of jobs over there, blah, 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 boom. Still doing okay on food. Actually not producing enough food anymore. We'll see if we can get that fixed up. Let's go ahead and reduce how much lumber we are consuming over here. Plus, we'll just go ahead and boost out that production so we make lots of quartz that away. Ba-boom. Once again, though, I must say, if we could have some production limits so I wouldn't worry about maxing out my production, that would be great. I would really like to see that introduced at some point in the future. Anyway, all right, so with that done, glassworks. That's the next thing on our agenda. It's a fairly large structure. Where do we place? We place over here, I think. It's not great. It's going to take up some really weird space, but, you know, worst come to worst, we set up a nice little plaza over here as some sort of a park. And we're cutting into our lumber production a little bit, but I'll live with it. We finished building this thing already? Oh, we did. Okay, so we have a new occupation, the Glazier. That's kind of a cool title. I like that. So this would cost me a bit of bricks and stuff to upgrade the furnace. We could reduce the upkeep, and I think I will, since that costs a lot of money, as well as coal and quartz. But yeah, now we're going to start producing a couple hundred glass per year. So if I go over here, we now have researched the stone house. Housing contribution, more money per house. Tempting, but I think we'll pass on that for the moment. If the candle shop was near an apiary, we could have had more production. That would have made sense. We did not do that. We could go for an upgrade of the church. Yeah. What I'd really like to see is something that increases loyalty and or maybe some extra safety. Like, we need ways to start actually getting around some of these happiness factors for the different classes. The loyalty in particular is quite bad. I do see that the merchants are unhappy with their housing situation, and I'm guessing that's because they'd all like to move on to becoming a stone house. Right? Probably. Hey, where can I see how much glass I've already got? Is that something that can be shown on any of these textiles over here? Like, there are definitely a lot of resources that are not shown, and there's probably a good reason for that. It might be way too much, but nonetheless. All right, well, we can start upgrading at least a few homes, right? Let's go for something close to the center of town, just to make it look good. So we'll cost a little bit of lumber, stone, some glass, boink, and it's an instantaneous upgrade. Boom. Okay, yep, gone are the wooden walls, and huzzah, we now have beautiful stone walls. Does this mean that they have better insulation in addition to just generally being fancier? Do they pay more money? I mean, I don't know, probably not, actually. No, it's hard to say. Let's see, there are 4 residents here versus 5 here. So 4 residents paying $195 as opposed to 5 paying $195. I don't know if, another convict ship, all right. I don't know if maybe, like, children don't pay taxes or something, but I wouldn't be surprised if I'm receiving taxes based on the number of people living out here and not at all based on the quality of the home. So that's interesting. Are the merchants happier with the housing? No, their safety continues to drop and their loyalty is looking terrible. The merchants do not feel safe in the city. Yeah, if you would tell me how to fix that, I would happily do so. Yes, the merchants feel unsafe. Where do the merchants live? We've got 1 merchant. 1 person feels very unsafe. We're just going to say this person's paranoid? But no, for real, I mean, it is probably a valid concern, but, like, the only way I know how to boost up safety is to place down things like some watchtowers. By the way, another thing that'd be really nice, if I want to place down a watchtower, I would like to see something that pops up showing me all the coverage I've already got on my watchtowers, like this, right? Most of my houses are protected, so safety, I would think, is fine. Unless watchtowers boost up safety for only certain classes, but I don't think so. Do we see that, like, a merchant lives here? Housing. I bet you the merchant lives, like, over here or something. What if we go to Stone House? Now it's 99. So does that mean... Yeah, okay, we found something... No, maybe not. Maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's little things here. I'm finding vulnerabilities in the UI. Either I am making some mistakes, which is totally possible, or there's definitely some room for improvement on at least a couple of these things. Maybe. But okay, we'll ignore it for the moment. I also am not sure that I like how small the farms have to be. Like, look at this. Does this not feel like a fairly small farm to anyone else? I feel like it ought to be a lot bigger than that. Okay, well, maybe that's for balancing purposes to try and, like, make sure you have a good number of workers per farm. But, like, surely you could increase the number of workers. Like, the larger the farm gets, the more workers necessary to maintain it at all times. That feels like a completely easily solved problem. I could be wrong, but I feel like it is. Well, anyway, okay, let's just go ahead and keep placing down, like, some additional orchards and farms and stuff. I want to make sure that we stay on top of this food because we have kind of suddenly grown our population a fair bit. And I have to think that it's gonna come back to bite me if I don't take at least a few steps forward on this. Look at the little snowman! Now, see, these are the little decorations and stuff, little touches to the game that I like. I appreciate it. More traffickers. This seems to be a recurring theme here. Our garrison commander has reported strange movements. According to some, individuals are trafficking natives. The church has taken notice as well, not benevolently. Look the other way, or I won't allow that in my city. Gather up the ringleaders. We rescue 2 adults. Safety goes up, religion goes up, immigration plus 15. What does that mean? Immigration as in, like, as a... Oh, okay. So, yes, that is a happiness condition there. So that goes up. So, addressing the traffickers seems like objectively the better decision. And I can't think of any case where it wouldn't be. That's probably an intentional thing, honestly, so you don't play as one of the baddies. But, yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? Okay, I placed down another watchtower over here, and it does appear that solved the safety issue for the most part. At least the merchant's feeling a lot better about the situation. So either the merchant has relocated to a house that feels safer, or he's living on the outskirts after all, and I just solved the problem. I guess that could very well be what happened. I don't know, because it's not like the game really shows you for sure where different classes are, or if they do, no one's told me how it works. What is interesting to me is that loyalty appears to have jumped up a pretty hefty chunk. So I don't know if, like, at the beginning of every year, it kind of resets a little bit? Maybe. I should have checked that. That would have been interesting to note. But yeah, I need to do some research. And if you guys know the answers in the comment section, like, by all means, tell me. I probably won't get to it for a little bit for recording session reasons, but by all means, tell me. But I need to do some research and see if I can find more clear metrics on how you improve these different categories of happiness, especially things like loyalty. Housing, I'm surprised, isn't happier either, considering the merchant surely is living in a stone house by now. But okay, we'll just accept that they're probably telling the truth, that they're really as miserable as they say they are. In the meantime, I have now researched the ability to place down a church, which does not have as large of a radius as I would have expected. The cemetery has a huge radius. The church, not so much. Okay. Interesting that I can have this highlighted and place down the church at the same time. I think we'll place a church over here. It'll still cover a pretty good amount of residential space. So it seems like a good enough spot for one. I also think we need to place down a school pretty soon, which I am actively researching right now. And that will give the younglings a head start in life. Now, that is a category for happiness, I believe, education, but so far it's not been an issue. It's been in the 90s for this entire game. So I don't know how much education actually impacts things, if at all. We, by the way, need to increase our clay production because we have been running out a fair bit from the brickworks. But yeah, I have no idea what that does. It'd be interesting to find out. If we expand this, it just increases how religious people are. Sure, toss on a few stained glass windows, and I just totally feel myself feeling more religious as time goes on as well. So, I mean, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. Skule! Hi, Skule! Where do you go? You go right next to the church, because it is probably a religious school, or something. What's your radius? Not as big as I expected there either. That's disappointing. All right, you know what? We're going to place a school over here instead. Cover all of this ground over here or something. It's not perfect, but I think it will have to do. Okay, maybe we can increase its radius with different technologies at some point in the future. Neighborhood school. For every school, efficiency by 1% for every house. School has an efficiency. So it does impact kids. It does change something for them. I just don't know what yet. Let's go ahead and research the field crops, find out more about things like windmills. Farm centers are new. There's also the advanced goods. A policy increasing production of bakeries, distilleries, candle shops, windmills, and brickworks. Maximize potential. Windmills near fields are good. That would make sense. Bakery. Start getting some bread. Yeah, there's a lot more we need to do. We're about halfway down this tree, though. We're making much faster progress than I had been expecting, which is great. Let's go ahead and research the neighborhood school because pretty soon this will be done. I just want to see what it does before we end this video. We'll assign someone to be the teacher. Expansion, extra student slots. And we can, of course, insulate this, which apparently reduces upkeep of firewood and candles. Oh. Because apparently the kids are going to be doing night school. They're going to be using candles in order to study. Got it. All right. We'll use some furniture in order to boost up the number of slots. We have how many young people? 22. So we'll boost this up. We have space for 26 students. I don't know if children or youngsters are considered to be living here, and I don't know if they have to live within this radius. These are relatively new houses without very many children yet. So it's possible none of them would go to the school. If I had built one over here, maybe we would get more. I don't know. There's a lot that I need to know about how to play this game efficiently, and I don't feel like I've been given the tools to figure it out exactly, but I'm trying, dang it. I am trying, and in the meantime, now we boosted up our efficiency. Again, I don't know what efficiency does because efficiency isn't a thing listed here. It didn't increase the number of student slots. Does it increase how rapidly people gain their education happiness category? Maybe? I don't know. No one tells me these things, so I'm going at it blind. Gosh dang it, someone lend me a hand. Education focus. More school efficiency. See, 30% efficiency plus 0.5, that would make sense. Oy vey, I have no idea what's going on with any of this. All right, we're going to go ahead and research that windmill, and we're running out of inventory space on top of everything else. Excellent. All right, well, we'll come back to that in a little bit. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask that you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.